So here come the Hempfield Spartans trying to win this in the bottom half of the 8th inning. 8, 9, and 1 due up for Hempfield. Facing Maggie Ballin. 9 strikeouts on the day.
Here we have the defensive positioning.
Infield up, outfield straight away and shallow. Really shallow is Cameron Laterza in right. We got a pinch hitter for Hempfield to start this inning, actually. Jordan Bernard Jr. is pinch hitting for Sterling. Swing and a miss, and she is behind now. No balls and 2 strikes.
Pretty aggressive swing.
This one fouled out of play. Jordan Bernard finds herself in an 0-2 count. This one misses away. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's interesting because you have a lefty that's taking full swings. The other one you're seeing slats from bunts. So the approach to how you're going to pitch a little bit differently.
Bernard 10 for 20 on the season for Hempfield. And this one just misses, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rise, and she stays off of it. It's 3-2.
Pretty good discipline by Jordan Bernard coming in here in the top of the, or bottom of the 8th and getting to a full count against this outstanding pitcher, Ballin.
3rd time that Maggie Ballin has gone to a full count against a hitter. She's walked 2. She's walked 3. So Bernard does her job. Get on base to start the bottom of the 8th inning.
See if they have a pinch runner for her. Or she's going to do it on her own. Nope. They're going to use Jordan Sterling.
Brings Jordan Sterling back to run. So a good round of applause from the Hempfield fans for Bernard, who got on base. And then I'll bring up Ali Belgiovanni, and I don't think there's a whole lot of guessing as to what the 9-hole hitter Belgiovanni might do in this situation.
Well, it's going to be where she puts it down, and should she choose to do that. She had a pretty good at-bat last time, a lot of contact. But you know, what are they going to let her try to take the steal first?
Pulls the bat back.
Kiniski making sure Jordan Sterling gets back to that bag. Be pretty aggressive here with 0 outs.
Gets the bunt down. Ballin makes the play, makes the throw, not in time. Second baseman McGarvey covering, and her foot came off the bag. So it's now 1st and 2nd and nobody out.
As you see on the throw coming over there, it was a nice routine play. The timing was pretty close as it was. You'll see as the ball lays down right there in the middle. So you have your infielders Ballin with a good throw. Her heel was up. It just looks like the pressure over the left side of her foot, or the right side of her foot, just off.
And so that will go as a hit, so that breaks up the no-hitter as well. And so it's 1st and 2nd now, and nobody out on the bang-bang play at first.
You see as she was, because the throw was to her extended side, she's trying to reach out to make the catch, but pulled her left foot off the bag.
So it brings to the plate Taylor Hoffman. Maggie Ballin now in a situation of trying to make something all in her control. Tapper, 3rd base side, bobble. Bases are now loaded. Rachel Butler couldn't field it cleanly, and the bases are loaded with nobody out. And this is what we talked at length about with Bob Kaup, to make some of these youngsters make some plays in the infield. They've done it in this 8th inning. And now comes Alexa Pastor with the bases loaded and nobody out. Infield up tight, trying to cut off that winning run at the plate. Lifted into the air in left field. Megan Nolan makes the catch. Tagged at third.
Nice
the
throw.
to the plate. Not in time. The Hempfield Spartans are the 2016 Quad A state champions. They win it 1-0. Small ball indeed. Get a runner on base. It started with a walk. Execution of a bunt, it didn't happen. An error and a sacrifice fly. You get a run and a state championship in an excellent execution in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Pass to the senior, making his step up. Struck out a first at bat. Hit one on the ground in the infield. Got on first in an error and walked. And when she needed to big, get the ball out of the infield and allow the tag to take place. Stepped up huge.
We will take a break. We'll come back and we'll have the medal ceremonies of the Quad A State Championship in softball.
PCN Sports has always been your ticket for exclusive access to high school and collegiate games across the state. That ticket just got better. Watch whenever and wherever you go. You never have to miss the big game with the PCN Select app. PCN Sports and the PCN Select app. For on-the-go sports fans, it is the best seat you can get.
So the Hempfield Spartans are your 2016 Quad A state champions. They won the district championship. They won it over Baldwin 2-0. And they win the state championship as well. They win this one over Avon Grove by a final score of 1-0. And so Maggie Ballant, we talked at length about it at the beginning of the game and how good she is. And as advertised, she brought it to State College.
And these are just plays. Look how close that play is. They're working out in Avon Grove's favor. Great job in getting enough of a bat on the ball to get the ball into left field by Alexa Pastor to create that force tag up at home.
It's what they thought. If they can just get some runners on base, it took them a while, as Hempfield ultimately will leave 6 on base, but they had left 4 on base through the first 7 innings, including getting a couple runners to second base, but just couldn't get that big hit. But eventually they just kept putting the ball in play and eventually get the runners in position and make some plays. And so Avon Grove now will get the silver medals and Hempfield will get the gold. And how about Morgan Ryan matching up against Maggie Ballant? We said at the beginning of the game we had 2 major college Division I softball players. Maggie Ballant, outstanding, the number 4 recruit in the country, headed to Oregon University. And Morgan Ryan, who's just a junior, headed to Notre Dame University. But Bob Kalp says, wait a minute, I got her this year and I got her next year. And she throws another shutout, 5 straight shutouts to finish the season for Morgan Ryan.
Hey, that's maturity. You start as a junior, now you're really playing like a senior. And just the persistence, and great for her, understanding her situation earlier in the year, her father. That's commendable. I'm very happy for her to be able to pull this off. If you're going to pull it off, do something special for the team. But the team it was, Bob, she had the defense behind her, and they made the contact. But you look at Avon Grove. It's 8-inning game. They played tough. They made the plays they had to make. You know, when you take that silver medal, it really hurts. It hurts a lot. But when you have a chance to reflect on it, you played in a state championship. It's so hard to get here, so hard. And to play in a state championship, as an athlete, you compete, you're disappointed, but you played in a state championship. And there's a lot of other people that would like to be in your place.
There's no question about it. It's immediately it's heart-wrenching because you are the runner-up. You're thinking so much about being the state champion, but again, Avon Grove had never been here before to play for a state championship in softball, so they certainly have accomplished that much. It's a very young softball team. Obviously, they'll lose Maggie Ballant, which is no easy loss to absorb, but a lot of young players got a lot of experience today. And over the course of this season, this is the 28th game of the year, so they work their way through district and state playoffs to get here. And so there'll be some smiles when this one's all said and done. There's going to be a whole lot of smiles on the trip back to Westmoreland County And Greensburg, Pennsylvania, the home of the Hempfield Spartans, because Bob Kaup, for the second time in his 20 years at Hempfield High School, will put gold medals around a softball team.
Well deserved, the plays that had to be played, and they all did their job. They all did their job.
71 years young, Bob Kaup has been the head coach for 20 years. He was an assistant for 6 more years before that. So he knows all about this game. He knows all about these girls. And he loves numbers, because he was rattling off some numbers to us. And he said, these are the kinds of things I give to the girls. They're like, look, we got a couple-hour ride, bus ride. So he's telling them that, we've only struck out this many times, and they've struck out that many times, and we've only made this many errors, and they've only made that many errors. And his mindset is to get them in the right mindset to say, look, whatever we've been hearing and all the extra stuff that we've been hearing about this girl on the other side of the state in Avon Grove, who's such a great pitcher, look, these are the numbers, and if we play our game, we can do this, we can win it. It took 8 innings to prove him right, but he ends up being right when it's all said and done.
And they didn't lose it, and that's the part where they just stayed aggressive. But you got to build your team's confidence knowing that they can compete, regardless of what you're going to hear about other people. What is your strength? Because that's what you focus on and make play. And obviously, the mound is pretty much of their strength, but also the players behind them. Everybody that had an opportunity, fundamentally sound, very precise in their decision-making, making the adjustments we saw behind the home plate when Stoner had to make any plays, making calls, anything moving on the outfield, the balls in the infield. Everybody made very precise, quick, distinct decisions, and they were performing technically sound fundamentally.
And so Hempfield ends this season now at 25-2. Again, they'll take home the district championship as well as the PIAA championship. Win number 350 in Bob Kaup's career. Will give him his second straight state championship at the Quad A level.
And when you look at the WIPIAL, and you look at that, and taking pride in the WIPIAL and also the PIAA. And then the western part of the state takes some pride in that, knowing that the state champions, the 2 games we called are Western Pennsylvania, so the WIPIAL's got to be very proud of the softball played up here this weekend.
And so it was some good softball, and it comes to an end in dramatic fashion as Hempfield wins it in the bottom half of the 8th inning, and they win it by a final score of 1-0. So for all of us at the Pennsylvania Cable Network and our crew, under the direction of Andy Himmelwright and all the great work of our crew from TV2 Sports and Service Electric Cable in the Lehigh Valley, we thank them for their coverage. For Matt Hall from the Pennsylvania Cable Network, our producer, and my partner Mike Kraus, my name is Bob McCool. Thanks for watching State Championship Softball yesterday and today as well, as Hempfield wins it over Avon Grove in 8 innings. The final score, the Spartans won, the Red Devils nothing. The Hempfield Spartans are your Quad A state champions. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have yourselves a great rest of the day and a great weekend as well.